Tara Acton has been working to get John Hassett the contract for years. It is very suspicious that John Hassett knew the exact amount that Monolithic, who bid $87,000, actually bid. It is very obvious that someone in the procurement department tipped Hassett off that Monolithic offered a bid of $87,000. Chairman Lingenfelter pointed that out specifically.
Another fully qualified physician group submitted their proposal to the 2025 RFP. Per the published documents in the backup, it's $87,500 per month. And one day later, the current provider submitted a proposal which slashed $60,000 annually off of their current fee to submit the same exact pricing down to the penny of $87,500. In my years of public service, I'd never seen that before.
Did Tara tip off John Hassett? Because someone surely did. Monolithic would have definitely been handed the medical examiner's contract, and it would have kicked John Hassett out. Tara Acton and her secret committee need to come under investigation because things are not adding up. John Hassett specifically lied to the Board of Supervisors by claiming that he sold his funeral homes when, in fact, he still retains in control. According to the Fox 10 News report, Arizona County to cut ties with man in charge of ME's office, as well as the documents contained within the Mohave County agenda, item number 38, exposing Hassett of lying to the board.
The procurement director, I think her name is Tara Acton, when she said that they received bids, because they evidently put out that they would take bids this time before renewing or doing a contract. And Monolith Diagnostics, who have been trying to take over and run this medical examiner office like it should be run, they had submitted a bid of $87,500, which would be over $60,000 a year less than what we're paying Hassett at $92,500 a month. And that was submitted, she said, prior to John Hassett's bid, which came in, I think she said the next morning, at the exact same amount. I don't get that
One day, I think both Monolith and Forensic Pathology Services, I think they submitted on the same day, which was the day before responses were due. And then Serenity Memorial submitted the following morning, I believe.
Another fully qualified physician group submitted their proposal to the 2025 RFP. Per the published documents in the backup, it's $87,500 per month. And one day later, the current provider submitted a proposal which slashed $60,000 annually off of their current fee to submit the same exact pricing down to the penny of $87,500. In my years of public service, I'd never seen that before.
She had this to say during this, which is really odd.
That whatever score they recommended to this board would be defendable. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't necessarily care who provides medical examiner services to the county, so long as we go through a fair process and anyone who has the opportunity can offer. I think we've shown that was possible. As I explained, we did have 3 offers. We had 2 that were very close, primarily because they were very close in price when it came to scoring.
They weren't just close in price, they were precise down to the penny.
To submit the same exact pricing down to the penny of $87,500. In my years of public service, I'd never seen that before.
They were exactly the same. And the one that Hassett submitted came in after Monolith the next day.
Correct.
So how did he somehow have the same amount?
I don't know. But the thing is, if you're having to stand there in front of the county supervisors and say, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care who the county examiner is.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't necessarily care who provides medical examiner services to the county.
Right.
Was that good enough?
We're not hunting you yet. But now I think we see a reason why we should be hunting her.
You're recommending Serenity Memorial Group. Are they going to be in compliance with all state statutes?
Yes, and I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't necessarily care who provides medical examiner services to the county.
But now I think we see a reason why we should be hunting her.
and we've heard the word unorthodox method.
Because something there is wrong. You don't start off defensively when you're presenting a bid to the Board of Supervisors. You don't start off defensively.
His affiliation is with a specific holding company, Foundation Partners Group. But Tara Acton continually told the board that Hassett's affiliations were in no way a conflict of interest. And yet, she claims she has no dog in the game? Hassett should be held liable for his blatantly and purposefully misleading the supervisors. Tara Acton seems to also be misleading the supervisors with her nervous twitches and phony smiles, and she needs to resign for her own participation in what appears to be a scheme to keep Hassett in place. Tara's statements excuse Hassett for mistreatment of the deceased, and she tries to justify this by downplaying Hassett's involvement in this disruptive contract, knowing that Hassett has been continuously exposed for his morbid treatment of dead bodies, and it shows her to be a nefarious participant. Tara claims she is transparent while telling the supervisors that her committee is secret. She is very contradicting and makes no sense. She is using Orwellian doublespeak, aka trickery. Someone needs to investigate Tara Acton and her secret committee.
As the procurement director, it's my responsibility to make sure that we appoint a qualified committee. And I don't disagree that politicians, bureaucrats, we all could be corrupt. We all could be corrupt. We all could be corrupt. Questions about bid rigging or collusion. Questions about bid rigging or collusion. My goal and my role is to make the process as transparent as possible. My goal and my role is to make the process as transparent as possible. My goal and my role is to make the process as transparent as possible, so that if somebody does feel like there was corruption from either an elected official or somebody that may have been on the committee, they have a path to protest the recommendation and ask for us to look into that more in depth. But we weren't hiding anything from you in that. We weren't hiding anything from you in that. We weren't hiding anything from you in that review. It was to just try and protect the integrity of the process so that people aren't fearful of serving on committees for us, or so that their scores aren't influenced by any kind of political stress.
To follow up, so the answer is you have no financial interest in any of those other companies?
No, not at this time. I'm not against getting back into the funeral business, but I do not own or operate any funeral home. I do not own or operate any funeral home. I do not own or operate any funeral home or have a financial interest in them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And what will this Honorable Marine Sonny Borrelli do about John Hassett lying straight to his face on November 3rd, 2025? Doesn't he want the public to believe that he is an honorable man? Currently, he is expecting the taxpayers to fit the bill for a $400,000 office. And yet here he is supporting such morbid behavior and is now faced with making an honorable decision about somebody who is collecting millions of dollars from taxpayers who just lied straight to his face. What will Sonny Borrelli do about this liar? And what is Don Martin and Rich Lettman going to do? Why are these men so hell-bent on keeping this crook in place? What will Don Martin and Rich Lettman do about all these lies? Will they let it all go and come up with excuses like Tara Acton does? Are there no more men who have integrity when it comes to deception?
We already know he was a liar, a cheat and a thief.
Well,
if he is due to show up again in front of the supervisors, he needs to be made to answer for inaccuracies. And yes, it is. It's a misdemeanor, but it's when you are called to testify. Now, mind you, they're not making you raise your right hand and whatnot and so forth. But if you still give false and inaccurate information during a public meeting, that's a lie, and it is actionable. The previous medical examiner had his own problems too. Pretty severe problems. We won't get into that.
Both Monolith and Serenity They received all of the price points available. I think it was 25 total points.
Thank you for that, but that was not what I wanted information about.
I share Chairman Lingenfelter's initial, it seems weird to see the same price from two offerers, but I don't believe that there's any way within our system or with county staff that information, I know there is no way that within the system or county staff that information could be shared.
Right.
I don't know if there's a chance that perhaps they could be talking within the overall forensic pathology field as to maybe what might be offered internally, but that is something that happens at the vendor level. If this were a hard bid, I'd be a lot more concerned because those types of conversations would lead to
a charismatic entrepreneur.
He's a businessman with multiple titles.
No oversight or any accountability on the running of this office.
Well,
now.
of course not, because it is a subcontract.
Yeah. So
and the only oversight they have is when somebody comes and makes complaint to the county. Now, in this next supervisors meeting, if they determine that this guy lied to them, that becomes a whole new kettle of fish. That contract can be yanked, and the procurement process starts all over again. He's a ghoul.
he does not belong there.
He's a ghoul.
I don't think that anything suspicious happened.
He's a ghoul.
An example from the procurement world of best practices that I sign all contracts and that no board members are involved at all. And then at like 2:04, I believe, was the time that a member of my staff, Teresa Garrett, the procurement officer responsible for this one, Teresa Garrett, the procurement officer responsible for this one, Teresa Garrett, the procurement officer responsible for this one, is when she actually clicked through the disclosure documents that it was confidential, that she wouldn't share any information outside of evaluation purposes until it became public record. And then that is when they actually become unsealed and she can review them and release them to committee members. So I share Chairman Lingenfelter's initial, it seems weird to see the same price from two offerers, but I don't believe that there's any way within our system or with county staff that information, I know there is no way that within the system or county staff that information could be shared.
And the county can either choose to investigate or not investigate, or, like she said, give them a call.
Give him a call.